Scorpio, right now as you watch this video, there's a woman who knows exactly where you're vulnerable. She's pinpointed your weaknesses with surgical precision. She's mapped your deepest emotional needs. She's studied your behavioral patterns when you feel attracted or connected to someone. And now she's using this knowledge against you in such a subtle way that you don't even realize you're being manipulated. This woman didn't appear in your life by chance. She came to you with a specific purpose, and that purpose has nothing to do with love, genuine connection, or your well-being. You might be thinking, that's not possible. I always know when someone is lying to me. But this woman is different. She's not just lying about facts or situations. She's lying about who she is on a much deeper level. She's playing a role so convincingly that even she believes parts of it. And most dangerously, she chose you specifically because she knows your Scorpio nature makes her feel confident in your ability to detect deception. She's counting on your trust in your own instincts to lower your guard. In the next few minutes, I'll reveal exactly who this woman is, how she operates, why she targeted you, and most importantly, how you can protect yourself before she causes irreversible damage to your life. Because what she's planning isn't just to use you emotionally or financially. It's much worse. She wants to destroy your ability to trust yourself. She wants to make you question your own perception of reality. She wants to make you so confused and dependent on her that you completely lose your identity and personal power. The first thing you need to understand is that this woman isn't who she appears to be when she's around you. She has at least two completely different personalities. The one she uses with you and her true self. The version you know was created specifically to fit what you look for in a woman. She's observed your reactions, listened to your stories about past relationships, and noticed which types of female behavior spark your interest and protectiveness. And then she's become exactly that person when she's with you. But when you're not around, she's completely different. She talks about you coldly and calculatingly. She describes you to others not as someone she loves or respects, but as a project, a challenge to be conquered, a source of resources to be exploited. She laughs at the vulnerabilities you've shared in intimate moments. She plans her next moves to extract more from you. More time, more energy, more emotional investment, more resources. Scorpio, you've probably experienced some awkward moments with her. Moments where something didn't feel entirely authentic. Small inconsistencies in the stories she tells. Reactions that seemed overly rehearsed or inappropriate for the situation. Your Scorpio intuition registered these anomalies, but you ignored them because you wanted to believe the version of her that appealed to you most, or because she was quick to offer explanations that seemed reasonable on the surface. These moments weren't your imagination. They were your natural instincts detecting danger. They were internal alarms trying to alert you that something fundamental was wrong. But this woman is experienced in dealing with Scorpios. She knows that Scorpios have heightened intuition, so she's developed specific strategies to neutralize these alerts. When she senses you starting to question something, she immediately does something to distract or reassure you. Her favorite technique is to create false intimacy just when you're starting to have doubts. She shares something seemingly personal and vulnerable about herself, or she does something that seems like a grand gesture of love and commitment, or she creates a situation where you feel like you need to protect her from some external threat. These aren't genuine expressions of love or vulnerability. They're calculated strategies to re-establish her emotional control over you. The reason this woman chose you specifically has to do with what she perceived about your Scorpio personality. She identified that you have a deep need to feel special and unique to someone, that you're attracted to women who seem complex and a bit mysterious, that you enjoy feeling like you can save or understand someone others can't, and most importantly, that you tend to get intensely and completely involved when you meet someone who sparks your genuine interest. All these characteristics that make you an incredible partner for someone who truly loves you also make you a perfect target for someone with predatory intentions. This woman doesn't want a typical relationship where you grow together and support each other. She wants a relationship where you give your all while she extracts the maximum benefit possible without investing anything real in return. For Scorpios born between October 23rd and November 2nd, this woman likely presented herself as someone who admires their intensity and passion. For those born between November 3rd and 12th, she may have positioned herself as someone who shares their deep values and worldview. For those born between November 13th and 21st, she likely appealed to their protective side, presenting herself as someone who needs their strength and wisdom. Regardless of the specific approach she used, the result is the same. You've begun to emotionally invest in her far more than she invested in you, and the more you invest, the harder it becomes to admit that you may have been deceived, because accepting that she's not genuine means accepting that you, with all your natural ability to detect lies and manipulation, have been completely duped by someone who studied your weaknesses. Scorpio, what worries me most about your current situation is that this woman isn't just deceiving you about your feelings. She's gradually undermining your confidence in your own perception. Every time your intuition triggers a warning about her, she manages to convince you that you're being paranoid, insecure, or overly suspicious. She's literally training you not to trust yourself. This is the most dangerous damage it can cause, making you lose touch with your inner wisdom. Your Scorpio intuition is one of your greatest strengths. It's what protects you from people with bad intentions. It's what allows you to navigate complex situations and detect lies that others can't. When you stop trusting this intuition, you become vulnerable in a way you've never been before. This woman's strategy is quite sophisticated. She doesn't manipulate you in obvious ways that you can easily identify. Instead, she creates situations where you reach the conclusions she wants you to reach. She makes you feel like the decisions are yours, when in fact she carefully orchestrated the circumstances to get you exactly where she wanted you. For example, she might casually mention that she has a financial problem, but without directly asking for help. So she waits for you to offer help because her natural instinct is to protect the people she loves. When you offer, she hesitates a bit before accepting, making you feel like you insisted, like it was your idea. This way, when you help, she doesn't feel manipulated. She feels like she chose to be generous. This same dynamic applies to everything in the relationship. She never demands your time directly, but creates situations where you feel you must be available. She never asks you to cancel plans with friends, but always has an emergency or urgent need when you have plans with other people. She never tells you not to question certain things about her, but always has explanations that make you feel bad for having doubts. The most disturbing thing is that she may be collecting information about you that you don't even realize you're sharing. Details about your financial situation, your deepest fears and insecurities, your family and friendship relationships, your future plans, your passwords, and personal information. She does this so naturally and conversationally that you don't realize you're being interrogated. This information isn't collected out of curiosity or intimacy. It's a weapon she can use against you later. If you try to distance yourself or question her behavior, she can use your deepest fears to emotionally blackmail you. She can threaten to expose secrets you've shared in confidence. She can manipulate your insecurities to make you feel unworthy. Scorpio, there's a specific reason I'm warning you about this woman now. It's because she's about to escalate her manipulation to something much more serious and damaging. Up until now, she's been simply establishing control and gathering information. But she's reached the point where she feels she has enough power over you to begin the intense extraction phase. This can manifest as pressure to make drastic changes in your life that benefit her, such as changing jobs, distancing yourself from friends and family, making questionable financial investments, or making decisions that isolate you and make you more dependent on her. She may begin to create conflicts between you and important people in your life, always positioning herself as the only person who truly understands and supports you. The most dangerous stage is when she starts to make you question your own sanity. She might deny conversations you've had. She might insist you said or did things you're certain you didn't. She might alter small details of stories and then act as if you're remembering them wrong. This kind of psychological manipulation can be devastating for someone like you, who has always relied on their sharp memory and perception. Her ultimate goal isn't necessarily to destroy you completely, though that can happen as a side effect. The goal is to create a situation where you become so confused about your own reality that you stop questioning her version of events, where you become so isolated from other perspectives that she becomes your only source of truth, where you become so dependent on her validation that you'll do anything to keep her happy. But here's what she didn't expect: that you would be alerted to her plans before they were completed, that you would have the opportunity to see the situation clearly before being completely entangled in her web, that your Scorpio nature, once alerted to the real danger, would become relentless in its pursuit of the truth. Scorpio, in the coming days, you'll start to notice signs that previously went unnoticed. Your conversations with her will sound different when you pay attention not only to what she says, but how she says it. You'll start to notice patterns in her behavior that previously seemed random. You'll notice how she always has ready excuses for inconsistencies, how she always has explanations that make you feel bad for questioning. Pay particular attention to how they react when you ask direct questions about specific things. A genuine person might be surprised or even a little offended, but they usually respond directly and consistently. Someone who's hiding something gets nervous, changes the subject, changes the game, making you feel bad for asking, or gives vague answers that don't really address your question. Also, pay attention to how she talks about other people in her life. If she constantly has conflicts with others, if she always plays the victim in her stories, if she never takes responsibility for problems in past relationships, these are important warning signs. Genuine people have diverse relationships and are able to see their own part in conflicts. Another crucial sign is how they handle boundaries. If you say no to something or express discomfort with a situation, someone who truly cares about you will respect that, even if they're disappointed. Someone who is manipulating you will try to convince you to change your mind, make you feel guilty about your position, or completely ignore what you said. The woman I'm warning you about has a specific characteristic. She never accepts a final no. She always finds a way to revisit issues you thought were settled. She always has a new approach to convince you of things you've already said you don't want to do. This happens because she doesn't see you as a person entitled to autonomy. She sees you as a resource she needs to maximize. Scorpio, when you begin to see these patterns clearly, you may feel intense anger. This is natural and even healthy. Your Scorpio energy is activating to protect you. But be careful not to let this anger blind you or make rash decisions. This woman is experienced in dealing with confrontation. She knows how to use your own anger against you. If you confront her directly with your findings, she'll likely deny everything, make you feel like you're being unreasonable, or try to turn the situation around by having you console her for being wrongly accused. She may even make subtle or not so subtle threats about what might happen if you continue questioning her. The most effective approach isn't direct confrontation, but strategic withdrawal. Start creating emotional and physical distance. Stop sharing personal information. Stop being constantly available when she needs it. Start including others in the activities you do together so she doesn't have exclusive access to you. Observe how she reacts when you start establishing these boundaries. If she's genuine, she may be confused or concerned, but she'll try to talk to you respectfully to understand what's going on. If she's manipulating you, she'll escalate her control strategies. She may create crises that require your immediate attention. She may begin using information you've shared to emotionally blackmail you. Her reaction to your distancing will reveal her true intentions. Someone who truly cares about you may be hurt, but they'll respect your space if you tell them you need it. Someone who sees you as a resource to be exploited will do everything they can to re-establish control, including increasingly desperate and potentially dangerous tactics. Scorpio, I want you to understand something important. If this woman reacts badly to your distance, if she makes threats, if she tries to intimidate and blackmail you, you're not dealing with someone who's simply obsessively in love with you. You're dealing with someone who has genuinely predatory tendencies and can be dangerous. In this case, you need to document everything. Save messages, record conversations if legal in your jurisdiction, and keep a record of interactions. Tell people you trust what's happening. Consider seeking professional or even legal help if things escalate. Your physical and emotional safety is worth far more than any embarrassment you may feel from being scammed. Remember that being deceived by someone skilled at manipulation says nothing about your intelligence or worth as a person. It only says that you've encountered someone unscrupulous who has made manipulation a specialty. Your ability to love deeply and trust is not a weakness. It's one of your greatest strengths. Don't let a bad person make you lose that ability. Your experience with this woman, as painful as it may be to discover the truth, could become one of the most valuable lessons of your life. It will teach you to trust your intuition even more, but also to act when it warns you of danger. It will show you the importance of maintaining connections with others, even when you're in an intense relationship. It will teach you the difference between real intimacy and fake intimacy. Scorpio, your intense nature and your ability to engage deeply are precious gifts. But like all gifts, they need to be protected from those who seek to exploit them. The woman I'm warning you about doesn't deserve access to your heart, your mind, or your life. She forged this access through deception and manipulation. When you break free from its influence, and you will, you'll feel like you're waking from a strange dream. You'll wonder why you didn't see the signs sooner. You'll feel a mixture of relief, anger, and gratitude. Relief that you escaped before further damage, anger at the wasted time and energy, and gratitude for regaining your clarity and autonomy. Don't blame yourself for the mixed feelings you may have about her, even after discovering her true intentions. It's normal to miss the fake version of her you knew, even though you know it was a lie. This version was specifically created to be irresistible to you. It makes sense that it sparked real feelings, even though it was based on falsehood. What you'll discover after you completely walk away is that there are genuine women in the world who can evoke the same intense feelings in you, but based on real connection. Women who will love your intensity instead of trying to exploit it, who will celebrate your intuition instead of trying to neutralize it, who will grow with you instead of trying to diminish you. But first, you need to protect yourself from the woman who's trying to harm you right now. You need to trust your Scorpio intuition, which led you to this video. You need to take concrete steps to distance yourself from her before she causes more harm. And you need to remember that your ability to detect danger and protect yourself is one of your greatest strengths. The next few days will be crucial. You'll begin to clearly see the patterns that were previously obscured by her manipulation. You'll feel your strength returning as you move away from the toxic influence. You'll regain confidence in your own perception and your ability to choose people who deserve your love and loyalty. Scorpio, this woman chose the wrong target when she chose you. She may have temporarily confused you, but your fundamental nature cannot be changed or suppressed forever. You are a Scorpio, strong, intuitive, capable of regeneration after damage, and utterly relentless when it comes to protecting yourself or those you love. Use these qualities now. Trust your strength, trust your intuition, and most importantly, trust your ability to free yourself from any situation that doesn't serve your highest good. The truth about this woman is becoming clear to you. Now you have the power to act on this truth and completely reclaim your life. If this revelation touched something deep within you, if you recognized patterns or situations you're experiencing, That's no coincidence. Your Scorpio intuition guided you to this message because you need this information now. Share in the comments, without revealing specific details, if you felt something is wrong with someone in your life, even if you can't pinpoint exactly what it is. Subscribe to the channel because freeing yourself from this dangerous woman is just the first step. You'll need guidance on how to rebuild your trust, how to process betrayal, how to protect yourself from similar situations in the future, and how to recognize genuine connections after being manipulated. The woman you need to be very wary of has already revealed her intentions through her actions, even if her words say otherwise. You have all the information you need to protect yourself. Now is the time to act before it's too late. Your life, your sanity, and your ability to trust again depend on the choices you make in the coming days. Choose to protect yourself. You deserve so much more than someone who sees you as an opportunity to be exploited.